Greetings everyone, Zannrath here, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Let's go ahead and pick back up where we left off, and that was talking to not Shurik. Oh man, sorry guys, keep mixing you and Electronic, that is, and Shurik up. That's my bad, bros. Along the way, I ran into Electronic. How's it going? Did you find Shurik? No, still no sign of him. What is he doing? He's like pounding his chest or something. Don't worry. We'll find him. I tried to cheer him up. Too much time has passed. I'll just keep on searching. What about dinner? No, finding Shurik is more important, he muttered thoughtfully. I left him at the crossroads and wished him good luck. So we're gonna go ahead and... Why is like no one else like freaking out? It's just like us main characters, which I guess makes sense. Side characters, not important enough. Pioneers crowded in the doorway. I quickened my pace, trying not to be the last one in line, at least for today. And I was lucky. In the far corner was an absolutely empty table. I took my dinner quietly and sat at the table. Why am I so, like, antisocial? I should, like... I mean, it's always like, I have to sit with these people and, like, whatever. And it's like, yes, finally get an empty table. Come on, just, like, you have friends. Like, sit with them. I guess you can call them friends, right? Tonight's dinner consisted of fruit soup and a pair of buns. Fruit soup? That kind of sounds not as appealing. Not as appetizing. I'm not a big fan of soup anyway, so. This set surprised me at first, but the taste was actually nice. I concentrated on eating. Lena, let's go here. Look, 3 free chairs. Of course, they're going to sit with me. And that's okay, because, you know, we're not going to be antisocial here. Lena and Miku stood in front of me. Are these taken? Wondered Lena. No, take a seat. Of course, I wish you were alone. Thank you. As soon as Lena said that, Zenya jumped out from behind her back. Oh, great. I'll sit here. There are no places left, she said, putting her tray on a table and sitting down, not even waiting for my answer. I'm kind of surprised that I keep sitting with, like, different people every time, because I feel like, in high school, right, in middle school, and then, well, in elementary school, we ate in our classrooms, but, like, in all the times where I ate at a cafeteria, you more or less always sat with the same people, and more or less people always sat in the same table. Every once in a while you'll have like some like random people who usually don't eat in the cafeteria like sit down and displace people, and then that causes a chain of displacement. But, you know, for the most part, everyone kind of has their own table. Anyway, sure, make yourself at home. I muttered sorrowfully. What? Nothing. To tell you the truth, I wanted to reduce the whole company to just Lena. Yep, of course. Though neither Miku or Zenya were causing much trouble. I think we're definitely going down the Lena path here, seems like. Except one was too talkative, and the other was too arrogant. Nevertheless, they were absolutely harmless, especially comparing to some others I could name. Oh, it seems like I forgot my key. Don't worry, take mine. Huh? Key for what? I was surprised by Miku's short reply. Do you live together? Of course. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Of course. Didn't you know? Together our cabin is the rearmost. I mean the farthest from here. I mean the last one. I wouldn't have been surprised if someone told me that Elena lived with Slavia. Or with Zenya at worst. Evil Electronic. What? You think that they're co-ed? I guess technically we are living with Olga, right? So that is co-ed. Okay. But silent and shy Lena and excessively talkative Miku as a pair, that's really a surprise. Did you find Shurik? It's strange that Zena is disturbed by someone's problems. No. Surely he's at the village buying cigarettes. There's a village? And he smokes? Or vodka. Okay. That makes a lot... Well, I mean, vodka's not a huge deal, right? Just in Russia. I had a Russian friend who, like, every weekend, like, he and his family would drink, like, a whole couple things of vodka, and I was like... It's like, why every weekend? It's like every weekend's like a Russian holiday. I'm like, okay. She snorted. Village? At that moment, the conversation got much more interesting. Got problems with villages? No, I just want to know where this village is. Zenya, I think I keep changing the pronunciation of her name, too. But she looked amazed. You mean there's a village nearby? I think so, she said uncertainly, looking at Lena and Miku, but they were busy with their meals and not paying attention to our conversations. Or to our conversation. You mean you don't know exactly? Why should I care? Zenna looked at her dish, or stared at her dish. But there must be something nearby. Listen. Listening. I don't know. Will you let me eat? Oh, that's sad. That's too bad. Seems like I won't get anything from her. Though there's a chance that she really doesn't know. Yeah, I was gonna say, everyone else seems to know, but she actually doesn't seem to know. Or she's really putting up a good front. The remaining time was spent listening to Miku listening to Miku talking about some nonsense. I was just going slowly mad in silence. Obviously, the first thing I did after getting out after that was inhale a great breath of fresh air. Okay. The sun was setting. I decided to take a walk. It's highly unlikely that I will find anything more exciting to do for the rest of the evening. That way, something interesting could arise quite unexpectedly. I was approaching the square when I heard a loud bang. Like metal? Like death metal bang? Seems like something had exploded. Oh, it's the activated charcoal. I think I said that, right? She's gonna make like a bomb. I actually didn't look that up. Can you make bombs out of activated charcoal? Guess why not, right? I was paralyzed. Hopefully metaphorically. I'm in a hostile environment, not knowing the rules and laws of this place. It would be better for me to run. At the same time, I was curious. Of course, gotta investigate. Probably I would... Did we ever get to the boat house? We still never done that, and I still want to go to the forest and the bus stop. Probably I would just keep standing here, but somebody grabbed my hand. It was Olga Dmitrievna. Why are you standing here? Let's go and see what happened. Can't you ever manage without me? I begged her pitifully. It shouldn't be anything serious, I hope. What happened to the broken leg person that you're helping the nurse with? I think it was you, comrade. When we came to the square, there was already a crowd of pioneers. Olga Dmitrievna vigorously pushed through the crowd and approached the crime scene. Obviously, somebody had tried to blow up Gendo. Oh, is that this guy? But the attackers failed. The monument was standing upright. There were only dim ash traces on the pedestal. Well, who did this? Why are you asking me? She looked over the crowd of pioneers. Okay. Surely it wasn't done by an organized terrorist organization. An organized terrorist organization. Well, I guess you could have an organization that is kind of not well organized. But, you know. These guys came all the way here to look at what happened. I noticed Olyana and Alyssa in the crowd, and it looks like our camp leader noticed them too. You two, come here. They approached reluctantly. Why always me? If you think so. Show me your hands, Alyssa. What's wrong with them? I looked closer and saw they were smeared with black. Yep. Now it's clear. What did you make the bomb with? She's gonna like rat me out, huh? The junior terrorist seemed to hesitate over whether or not to confess, then blurted out proudly, activated carbon, saltpeter, and sulfur. Wait, where are you getting saltpeter and sulfur? Okay, sulfur... Sulfur, yeah, you could probably get sulfur, or at least some sort of sulfur compound from infirmary, but where do you get saltpeter? Wait a minute. Carbon, that's, that she stole from the first aid kit. Why exactly the monument? What did this honored man ever do to you? A fighter for the rights of... I could hardly imagine how long she would have kept on scolding Alyssa if Electronic hadn't popped out at the very moment, shouting, I found it! Everyone turned to him. He held a boot in his hand. Uh-oh, here. Electronic boastfully shook it over his head. It's Shirk's boot! Okay, calm down. Tell us the details where you found it. In the forest, on the way to the old camp. The old camp? Whispers ran among the pioneers. Old camp? Old camp? Sorry, adjusting headset real quick. Are you sure? Absolutely. What's so special about this old camp? I joined in on the conversation. It's nothing special, really, she stammered. One of Sovionok's legends tells of the story of a young camp leader's ghost living there. She fell in love with a pioneer, but he rejected her, and so she killed herself. Alright, Olga. Don't confess to me, alright? She committed harakiri with a kitchen knife? Is that like the Russian version of like seppuku or something? I like his music. Let's listen to it a little bit. It's really nice. Next day, that boy was hit by a bus. Damn. I got here on a bus. Oh man, I feel like I'm gonna get hit by a bus now. Olyana ran out of the crowd. Bus? She refrained from asking the route, or I refrained from asking about the route number. The science doesn't acknowledge the existence of ghosts, so we have nothing to be afraid. Oh, so he went to investigate that legend, I guess. Anyway, somebody should go there. Suddenly the crowd started to thin out. Olga Dmitrovna, it's almost night, maybe tomorrow? Yeah, I've told you we're gonna call the police. I turned around and saw Slavia and Lena. What if at night something happens to him? No, today, right now. By the way, where is this place? Electronic roughly described to me the directions and told me the story of this old camp, or the old camp. The camp leader looked at me attentively. If you think that you're the only man here. Sorry, adjusting headset once more. So, I'm the only man? Does that mean I'm older than everyone else? No, they said that I'm roughly the same age as everyone else, right? Or does that mean she sees everyone else as boys and I'm a man? So, I looked around the area. Of course, Electronic was quick to flee. I still didn't want to walk in the woods alone, so I asked Lena, of course, to accompany me. If you asked me, I would. Go with Lena. I won't have to go alone, will I? Olga Dmitrovna thought for a moment. You may be right. We'll go together tomorrow. For the last few moments, I had noticed that Lena had a strange look on her face, as if she wanted to say something, but didn't dare to. The pioneers started to disperse, as if they had forgotten about Alyssa and an explosion. Even our leaders seemed to calm down and didn't react when the wannabe terrorist left the square, hiding behind Olyana, even though she's like super short. You're gonna hide behind her? Okay. We should go too. Yes. Night quickly fell on the camp. There's only a brief moment between the first rays of the setting sun, till complete darkness here in the south, or maybe in this world. You don't have enough time to enjoy the variety of the sunset colors. It was too early to go to bed, but the leader confidently walked to her cabin as if mentally dragging me with her. Olga Dmitrovna, I'll take a little walk. Okay. Why does everyone just take random walks in the forest or whatever? She looked at me intently, but I didn't find any reason to object. Shrugging her shoulders and kept walking, or shrugging my shoulders and kept walking. Comrade went back to the square. Didn't really want to look closely at the trivial damage done to the Genda statue. It was at the exact center of the camp. If you don't know where to go, you should start from there. I sat on the bench, looked to the west. I wondered if the Earth here revolves on its axis as it should, or whether there was an actual north or south. It's hard to say. At this time, I didn't have any ideas of how to check the fundamental laws of nature. Magnets. Hi. Lena appeared next to me as if from nowhere. Hi, can't sleep? She looked at me in surprise. Well, yes, it is still early. May I sit? Yes, of course, sit down. I moved over a little. I wonder if this is the same bench that we, she was reading on, and that we tried to talk to her, and she didn't really say anything. Saying a little was in fact an understatement. I actually shifted myself to the end of the bench. Thanks. Lena sat and looked at the sky as if she'd forgotten about me. It's sad. What is sad? The shirt disappeared. Yes, things aren't too good. She was as calm as usual, keeping silent most of the time. She blushed and felt embarrassed, only when she had to speak or do something. The same silence, which could be seen as awkward by many people, including myself, was quite natural for her. I could hardly imagine Lena making an effort to carefully choose the right words to start a conversation or make a good remark. trying not to look stupid, or alternatively, trying not to look as rude as Alyssa. I just wasn't able to compare her to anyone. She was just content with being herself. Does that mean my attempts to start a conversation with her could be seen as rude? That the expression "become friends" could be interpreted as an intrusion into her private life? But something in this girl attracted me. Yeah. Maybe it was her mysteriousness, and she certainly wasn't lacking in appearance of feminine charms. Well, it's good for you to notice. I didn't have an answer for that. That's why I still hadn't been openly accused of being annoying. I'm sure he'll be found. How can you escape from a submarine? I don't get it either, but Lena didn't seem to appreciate the joke. Or no, she understood it, I guess. I don't understand. I thought I said she didn't understand it. Never mind. This camp seems like a large submarine. This camp must seem like a large submarine only to me. I hope so. Tomorrow, Olga Dmitrievna will call the police. They'll find him for sure. Oh yeah, that's right. Usually don't you wait 24 hours before you call to report someone missing? And what if during the night, her expression grew sad? What if something happens to him? Alone at night in the forest, anything could happen. He must be lonely. No one forced him to go there. What if he just got lost? He shouldn't be walking in the forest alone. You don't have any pity for him at all. Shurk may be sitting there all alone. Of course I pity him. I felt ashamed. In any case, Lena was right. A person was missing. Anything could happen during the night. We aren't seriously going to search for him now, are we? She didn't reply. Still looking somewhere far away, where the light rays of the sun shined over the tops of the old trees, as if trying to leave a bit of its warmth with the people. Do you really think that roaming around the forest in the dark is a good idea? Probably not. For some reason, I was sure that was exactly what she thought. Recently, I seem to be starting to understand Lena, even without words, more often. She seemed to be influencing me psychologically, making me agree with her. Lena's silence was more informative than any chatter or attempts at persuasion. They looked for him during the day already. Everywhere? She stopped watching the sunset and looked at me. I don't know. I think everywhere. What about the old camp? For the first time, her words sounded self-assured and not vague or indifferent. Where is it? I have no idea. Electronic told us. Well, if you trust him. I grinned stupidly, but Lena kept looking at me seriously. Sure, if it's not too far. So you do want to go? Of course I don't. Of course I do. What are you talking about, Semyon? We can, if it's just there and back quickly. Okay. Lena smiled and gave me a flashlight, which appeared from nowhere. Yes, that'll be useful. Does that mean she's prepared? Or does this mean she'd prepared beforehand? And nothing was up to me? I sighed as if doomed and headed to the forest with her. Oh, okay. We're gonna die, aren't we? Well, night fell on the camp. This music is getting ominous. Yep, I think we're gonna die. Alright, game over, guys. Well, okay, we walked slowly. Lena was next to me. Near, but not too close. It was strange, but it looked like she wasn't afraid of anything. Moreover, she didn't seem to be bothered much about what we're doing, as if we weren't walking in the forest at night, but just watching a movie with other people playing leading roles. Actually, electronics said that the old camp was not too far, and if we walked straight to it, then it wouldn't... Wait, what? And if we walked straight to it, then it would be hard to get lost. Okay. After a few minutes, I was completely unsure that we were walking straight. And after a few more, it started to seem that it would be a miracle for us to even get out here. But I didn't want to lose face before Lena, so I tried to walk cheerfully. The forest was full of silent, flickering shadows and gleaming moonbeams. The grass quietly rustled under our feet, and the branches rustled over our heads. Old oaks stood next to young birches. Large mushrooms emerged from under the latter, as if taking off their large hats in salute. On any other day, or rather any other time of day, it would have looked really beautiful. It may be safe at night too, but nevertheless, I shuddered at each gust of wind. Look! Lena pointed forward. I rubbed my eyes and saw a gap between the trees. In a minute, we were in a rather large clearing. In the middle of it stood a building which looked like a village school or a kindergarten. The paint was falling off the walls. There were several holes in the roof, like the aftermath of a bombing, and the glassless windows looked at us sadly and a little threateningly. Alright, hopefully this doesn't turn into a jump scare horror game. It was not a very pleasant sight. I couldn't remember how I had imagined this place a moment ago. It was like all of the images had been erased from my memory, replaced by this depressing graveyard view. Well, it's creepy. Lena was standing silently, but a natural expression of fright appeared on her face. She looks like... Okay, I guess that kind of looks scared. Or... Yeah, okay. Do you think he's in there? I have no idea. If I was Shurik, then a haunted house would be the last place I'd hide in. Shall we go? That slow fade. I didn't manage to answer. The moon appeared from behind the clouds and illuminated the clearing with new colors. Actually, one color. The white of the grave. I've never heard that expression before, if that's an expression. I could see more clearly the distant trees, the mist shrouding them. It felt like the temperature dropped several degrees, making me shiver. Are you afraid? Lena asked calmly, and of course we're gonna have to try to be macho and say no, right? Honestly? She smiled almost imperceptibly and took my hand. Probably butchered that pronunciation. My pronunciation is pretty bad. As you probably tell, by names. It would have caused a storm of emotions in any other situation, but at the time it felt like a basic necessity. We slowly walked to the building. Okay, I guess we're opening some door. Walking through the playground, I pushed the merry-go-round, causing it to creak nastily as it made a half turn. Lena shivered and grasped my hand tighter. Sorry, I probably just remember my childhood. Did you like merry-go-rounds? Yes. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember. Probably. All children like them. I don't think I ever played on a merry-go-round. I don't think my school had them. Because they're in parks though, right? I didn't like them. Why? I got dizzy when I rode them. No wonder if you spin too fast. I like swings more. I like swings too. My friends and I swung side to side in elementary school instead of back and forward. And then took our swings away because they're too dangerous. I kind of feel like my friends and I were probably the reason for it. Well, you can get dizzy on a swing as well. But why would you? I don't know. The conversation had distracted me a little, and I stopped worrying myself about everything, about Shurik, about our night trip, about Lena. After all, this world is not so alien. Finally, we reached the doors. Man. The inside of the old camp building reminded me of a kindergarten, the one that I attended in my childhood. Man, you really went to a crappy kindergarten, and this is what it looked like. At first glance, even the room arrangement looked the same. Yeah, I get it, metaphorically, if it wasn't so dilapidated. Shurik! Shurik? Wait, hold on, that wasn't a question. Shurik! Grave-like silence reply. Oh, they were calling out to him. Grave-like, I thought we saw him and we were like, Shurik! But no, it's like, Shurik! Okay. Grave-like silence replied to us. Even the wind outside had calmed down. Looks like nobody is here. We should check anyway. Lena's courage still didn't cease to surprise me. Or should I say, her lack of normal self-preservation instincts didn't. I don't know if this behavior is strange for a girl or not. Okay, let's do it. We thoroughly examined all the rooms of the old camp. I even inspected the attic. There were signs that people had visited this place everywhere. Newspapers, empty bottles, and other garbage. There was no sign of Shurik. But there was no sign of Shurik. We returned to the hall, where we started our search. What should we do next? I have no idea. Lena sat on the steps and stared at her feet. I think we should go back. I began carefully. It's late and can't just the two of us really search the entire forest for him? You may be right. She looked sad and her expression let me know that the search was not over yet. Well, I am. I waved my hands in resignation and sat next to her. We should think about the worst outcome. Are you saying no, but Are there any wild animals around? I doubt it. Lena calmed down at once. He may be sleeping somewhere. He'll wake up in the morning and return to camp. Yes, of course. I jumped to my feet and started walking in circles around the hall. I really wanted to leave this place to get out from the forest, but it was as if Lena's behavior was keeping me here. I wanted to go on trying to persuade her, but then I noticed something on the floor. It was a trap door. Trap door? Why do you have a trap door in a camp building classroom thing? There were little heaps of garbage and dust around it. It must have been opened recently. Look! Do you think Shirk is there? Lena squatted and carefully pulled the hatch's handle. It may not be Shirk, but someone surely used it recently. I had already regretted finding that damn gate to hell. Let's check it out. Alright, Scooby-Doo. The trapdoor wasn't very heavy, so you could open it without much effort. I directed the flashlight into it and saw a ladder going down a couple meters. Looks like a cellar. Let's go down. Okay, that makes more sense than a trap door. I guess that's what you call it, like that kind of door to the cellar. I looked at Lena for a few moments, trying to understand what was on her mind. Did she have a craving for adventure like Ilyana? So where's her youthful spirit then? Or maybe she just went a bit nuts. Lena didn't seem like a crazy person. But anyway, who even said that she is human and you can evaluate her with human behavior logic? That thought should have scared me, but somehow I didn't pay attention among the millions of other thoughts. Some of them were more important. For example, what could be down there? Is that a cellar? It kind of looks like a sewage tunnel. I climbed down and looked around. Everything is okay. After I made sure there was nothing to be afraid of, I called Lena. We stood in a long corridor, which certainly wasn't a cellar. Its architecture more resembled KGB dungeons or a subway maintenance tunnel. That's probably more like it. Subway maintenance tunnel. I don't know which would be better. There were countless wires along the walls, fastened by metal hooks every half meter. There were lamps under the ceiling covered by rusted shades. Crumbled concrete crushed under our feet unpleasantly. Shall we go? Lena without any emotion. Where to? There? Well, yes. What if Shirk is there? What would he be doing there? In any case, I wasn't really able to refuse her today, so we forgot about our fear and headed into the darkness. With a flashlight. Lena walked next to me, holding my hand. Okay. Kind of looks like she's grabbing my hand awkwardly, not like interlocking fingers, but I guess that's a little too romantic for this. The silence of the dungeon was interrupted only by the sounds of our steps and water dripping from the ceiling. We moved forward slowly, maybe too slowly. I suddenly felt a surge of claustrophobia. I gritted my teeth and squeezed the torch, but loosened my grip at once. What torch? Flashlight? Fearful of breaking our only light source. Lena kept silent, and her silence seemed louder than any words. I started to fear. Say something. Door. What? There's a door. She pointed forward. Oh, it's a bomb shelter. Oh. So I guess this was like during the Cold War era? Damn, that was a long time ago. This camp's been around for a long time, if that's the case. Actually, no, that was not that much longer, I guess. Okay. We came to a massive metal door with a biohazard sign. Wait. Do bunkers have biohazard signs? They shouldn't. Oh, it is a bomb shelter. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Looks like a bomb shelter. Yes, I'd heard something about it. Why is it here? I have no idea. Maybe because of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Cuban? I estimated the approximate time of constructing the camp. Makes sense. However, building a bomb shelter here was like building an airport at... Really? What? However, building a bomb shelter here was like building an airport at... Probably not pronounced the way I think it's pronounced, but okay. In Northumberland, or Lecoq, in Wiltshire, in the UK. I'm gonna look that up to see what that is, because it's proper. So, it wasn't deep enough and too far from civilization. Civilization. The door wheel dully creaked, and I had to pull it with all my strength before it turned a couple times. I made up my mind and opened the door with difficulty. We entered the room, which seemed to be the main living quarters. There were some beds, cases, some scientific equipment. They had been thoroughly prepared for a nuclear apocalypse. We didn't find any signs of Shirk there, though. Look, Lena was holding a flare gun and smiling. Why would I need it? To fight monsters. Oh, great. There are no monsters here. At least I wanted to believe that. If you say so, I guarantee it. I didn't want to upset her, so I tucked the flare gun into my belt. It might come in handy later. Or come in handy. We thoroughly searched the room once again. There were 2 exits. The first was the door we had entered, and the other was another door exactly the same in the left wall. For a moment, I felt excitement, the urge to reach the end of this labyrinth and learn what prize awaited me here. However, this surely wasn't a computer game, and there is no option to save. There actually is an option to save. Check it out. Boom, save game. Maybe with this, Lena offered me a rather big crowbar. No, I'll give it a try without it first. However, the door didn't want to budge, it only creaked nastily, and the door wheel didn't turn a millimeter. Okay, give it to me. It was too easy with the crowbar. What? The door just fell down. In the end, the obstacle collapsed, hitting the floor loudly. The hinges were rusted completely through. I pointed the flashlight into the passageway. There was a corridor just like the one we had come through. Let's go. It was like Lena was completely driving me on. Where are you rushing to? Me? I'm not. She blushed in confusion. Again, what should I make of her? First, she doesn't fear a thing. Then she gets lost after a word. You look like you don't fear anything. I don't know. What should I fear? You'll protect me anyway. Aw, that's nice. She added, barely audible. Selena's counting on me. She believes in me no matter what. It's possible. Stupid, naive, but possible. I knew clearly that I couldn't protect anyone, even myself. Nothing is up to me in this world. The powers that brought me here could do anything. That didn't exactly mean that inevitable death awaited me at the end of the tunnel. It could be lying in wait anywhere in this camp. Let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and call it there. We'll explore the rest of this dungeon, I guess, this corridor, and see what's up. I don't know. Did Shurek get all the way down here, and then the door just slammed behind him, and he's just crap. Is that what happened? I don't know. We'll see. But we're here with Lena. We're, being her protector, her white knight, I guess, because she wants us to protect her. And I don't know if we can do that, but we'll try our best. We'll see what's up, and we'll do that next time. So until then, thank you for watching. Bye.